We continue our reading of Turn Your Eyes Upon Jesus, an invitation to spend a year with your best friend, a daily devotional by author George R. Knight. Today's reading, February 7. Jesus shocks John. Then Jesus came from Galilee to the Jordan to John to be baptized by him. John would have prevented him, saying, "I need to be baptized by you, and do you come to me?" But Jesus answered him, "Let it be so now, for thus it is fitting for us to fulfill all righteousness." Then he consented. Matthew 3:13-15. One of the most shocking things in John the Baptist's ministry is that Jesus came to him to be baptized. After all, hadn't he already publicly announced Jesus as the one who will baptize with a baptism superior to his own? Matthew 3:11. And now Jesus shows up as a recipient of baptism, as his first adult action in the gospel story. No wonder John is shocked. Here we have an act of Jesus that could easily have been misunderstood. After all, John's baptism was one of repentance, accompanied by confession. Yet the entire redemption story hinges on Jesus' sinless nature. Is this request for baptism an admission that he is wedged in the bog of sin like the rest of us? Given the fact, it is little wonder that John remonstrates with Jesus, claiming that he should baptize him. But Jesus won't take no for an answer. He directs John to let it be so now, thereby implying that their relationship will change in the future as Jesus' lordship comes more into the open. In the meantime, he tells the Baptist, "It is proper for us to do this, to fulfill all righteousness." Verse 15. Part of the implication of that statement is that through his baptism, Jesus became an example that his followers were to emulate. Thus, Ellen White claims that Jesus did not receive baptism as a confession of guilt on his own account. He identified himself with sinners, taking the steps that we are to take and doing the work that we must do. The Desire of Ages, page 111. We should never forget that, though he was personally sinless, Jesus identified with sinners throughout his life. Not only did he end his ministry on a cross between two thieves, but he began his public work in a river among penitent sinners. He was truly God with us. Matthew 1:23. But that is only part of the story. Just as Jesus was baptized in the Jordan by descending into the river and came up out of it, Mark 1:10, Acts 8:38 and 39, so his followers are to be immersed in the watery grave, symbolizing that each has died to the old way of life and has been raised to a new way, that we, too, might walk in newness of life. Romans 6:1-4. Baptism for us, as it was for Jesus, is a visible sign of a conscious choice that we have decided to dedicate our lives totally to God and His kingdom. This concludes our reading today of Turn Your Eyes Upon Jesus.